What's up, She's Not Selling sisters? Ooh, this one's heavy. This one gets deep. We talk about new level, new devil, what it takes to actually get to the demon and what it takes to actually pass and get to the next level. You're gonna love this one, guys. See you inside.
Hi.
Hi.
Look at our little hats.
They're so cute.
I'm really loving these clothes and this hat moment.
Serious, if I'm being real, I want to sit like this.
Let's do the whole episode like this. Anyway.
It's so cold. It's so cold in this room.
I just have my little hands out here. Okay. All right. Full serious.
All right. I need to ask you something. Which seems to be a common theme lately. I'm like, can I ask you a question? Have you ever played Crash Bandicoot?
No. What's that?
Of course you haven't. How old are you again? 29?
29.
Only Brad Halloween.
29 and 9/10.
Almost 8. Or it's this game.
Okay.
And you're a bandicoot, obviously. And you go through each level, and at the end there's this monster that you have to defeat. And when you defeat it, you go to the new level. Right? But the new level isn't like the same sort of, you know, how like easy, medium, intermediate, hard, all that. The next level's harder, and then the next level after that's harder, and the monster becomes harder and harder and harder. And sometimes in the level, you get to the end and you die because the monster is too hard, and you have to start again from that level.
That's like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mario Kart. Mario. Yeah. Got it.
Good job. And I think this is a perfect way to start this episode, because I want to talk about how I want to talk about identity, and I want to talk about like the growth that you can have, the death of identities too, and how that can feel, and what's involved in doing that beautifully. Because I think people hear death of an identity and they're like, oh my God, that sounds hectic, but doesn't need to be.
Or it can be.
Or it can be. Yes. And I just want to talk about like how to know, I want to open up the discussion. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want me to start by saying identity, I think, is a complete falsehood, and like we are not our identities? Because that's what I think.
Yeah. Well, you bring all of you.
I bring on my woo-woo is what Brooke is giving me permission to do. Because, that's all we do here.
No woo-woo.
Woo-woo. We do the woo-woo.
I'm like, Tash has definitely made me more woo-woo. I definitely like...
100% I have.
Yeah, I definitely.
No. What are we doing tomorrow?
When I first met her, she's like talking about aliens and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this chick? And now I'm like, yeah.
Aliens. We were about to do Vedic meditation for 4 days. Who are you?
I don't even know.
That's what I mean. It's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
No identity right. No identity labels. The thing, when you like really hold on to identity, you stop yourself from growing. It's limited. There's no expansion in having an identity.
You'll keep living out that reality. Like
100%.
Can I like? Are you finished explaining your identity? Woo-woo-ness?
Yeah, I don't have an identity.
Okay. So I did.
You did.
Being being the word that I want to focus on. I did have an identity. It was the party girl identity.
You had a tight grip on that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've probably been in that identity since I was, I'm going to say like my early 20s, maybe even into my teens.
I was going to say for me it would have started like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just was like the fun girl.
Yeah.
I was the girl that I think it really, really started to form when I was living in Geraldton, which is a small country town in Western Australia. And the only thing to do in that town is to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Like that's what everyone did.
Yeah.
And I was doing it all the time, drinking, middle of the week, getting like absolutely fucked up on the weekends.
Sloshed.
Doing all sorts of things. Like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so like I became the girl who anyone would call when they wanted to have a good time, and that would be me.
You're a good time Brookie.
Oh, yeah, I was
Brookie's
like, and I always had to be like the most drunk, or I always had to be like the one out the latest, or like I always just had to be living up to that identity. Like God forbid that one day I didn't feel like it, or like I just got my period and I just couldn't be fucked. Like, no, none of that. Like I would always go the extra mile to make sure that everyone was having the best time ever.
Did you ever once say, I'm not drinking tonight? And was someone like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know what they would say to me? You've changed. Okay, Tash, I swear to you, when I was in Geraldton and I I was like very overweight. I'd put on like, I think I got to like 74 kilos or something. And like, I'm short. I'm very, very short.
Yeah.
So that was like, when I came home from Geraldton, my own dad, bless him, was like, Brooke, like,
are you okay?
It's like, you've been eating too much gnocchi. And I was like wow, I was really overweight. I was unhealthy.
Yeah.
I was eating like microwaved mac and cheese with tiny teddies. Like I was I was really, really unhealthy.
Damn.
And so I was unhappy in myself.
Yeah, of course.
But I still loved the identity. I still loved going out and having fun. And I told myself, because I was that identity, that I won't have fun if I go on a diet. Like I'll become the boring girl.
Well, you didn't know there was different versions of fun to be had.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Right.
And so I started to explore multi-level marketing because an opportunity was presented itself. And the multi-level marketing that I did was isogenics. I can just say it. Yeah. I did isogenics, and I lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
And all of my old friends that was clung to my party girl identity were hating on me. Like literally, like if you're watching this, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys, because I made my life hell. They would tell me like I was in a cult. I did like a women's football thing, and they were calling things out like pyramid scheme, like calling things out from the side. Like they just
It's full on bullying.
It was awful. It was mean. It was seriously mean. Like, and
damn.
I like, even though I was in that world, I definitely had not given up my old identity, because even when I went to San Diego for an isogenics event.
Because you were so good at it.
Yeah.
Just had to like sneak that in there.
And all I wanted to do was party.
Right.
All I wanted to do was party. I was like, when are we going out? Oh, and like everyone there was so healthy. They were like, oh, we're not going to drink. And I'm like, I am. So like I still was in that identity. I just was like, and do you know why they hated on me so much? Because they knew it was fake. It wasn't me. I hadn't had a death of an identity and stepped into that version of me. I just went with it.
Yeah.
So like it was giving fake.
It was giving imposter syndrome, but like they were the mirror for you. Yeah.
Inauthentic.
Holy shit.
Girl, like serious. My whole family had to be like, Brooke, like, no, serious. Like you need to, sorry, I've got a hair like dangling down. You need to stop. Like you need to seriously. And so I threw it in the bin and just went back to the partying and all of that. So.
Wow.
But anyway, like why I'm saying this is because like for so long, like a good decade of my life, I was the party girl right up until last year.
What happened?
I went to an event in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I got fucked up.
Like when you say you got fucked up, like how? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
Yeah.
Like sloshed.
Yeah.
Like didn't know what I was doing.
Like
would have passed out.
Silly for you to do that to yourself. Yeah.
Silly. Really, really silly. But again, I was like, I need to meet people, and I'm the fun girl, and like I'm the party girl, like I'm the energy.
This dangerous identity took over. So what happened?
Oh, just like, put myself in a situation where I got it was a compromising situation. Yeah. And I needed it to happen. I really did. I needed it to happen. You'd think becoming a mom was enough. You think that would have made me change, but nope. I needed to experience what I did in Vegas. Let's just say Mr. X. I needed to experience what happened to let go, have a death, basically. Death by identity. Death of identity.
Forcefully had to let go of that.
Well, like I told myself that. Yeah. I told myself, like, I was so mad at myself. I hated myself. I hated myself for like I just hated myself. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I hated every being of who I was in that moment. And I remember having a conversation with my mentor at the time in the airport, and I'm just like howling, crying to her. And she's like, Brooke, just pause for a sec. And she was like, who you were, and she was very strategic with her language. She was like, who you were got you to this point. She was like, that's beautiful. She's like, you can lovingly let her go now.
Yeah.
And she was like, give her a big hug, send her on her way. She's not needed anymore, but doesn't mean you don't love her. Everything that's amazing in your life she did for you. And that was just like I don't know how she knew that I needed to hear that. Like, she didn't give me sympathy, which is probably what I wanted. She gave me empathy, but she also just made me reframe myself to be like, you know what? I don't need to hate on me. I need to just change. And there was, and when I committed to changing and I'd lovingly let her go, there was this, oh my God, I don't know if you remember, but like.
Of course I remember.
The purging, like the acne, like, it was like, finally I was able to start to figure out who I wanted to become, and I really got to step into that, and it was like this messy, beautiful limbo that now it was one of the most favorite times of my life, because who I am today, I wouldn't be if it wasn't because of her.
Exactly. Yeah. Isn't it crazy how like we are able to look back on some of the worst decisions that we've ever made and the worst times of our life and be like, thank God I made such a horrible decision.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I wouldn't be here.
No.
Right?
Exactly. And like I would still be the party girl.
It took you a long time though.
Did.
I should say. We collapsed time really quickly actually between you and I.
Yeah.
So long time, few months to recalibrate.
Yeah.
But a long time to let that go, like a decade. Like, how do you feel now compared to how you felt right before you left for Vegas?
Oh my God. Like I honestly, like it actually, funnily enough, I looked, this time last year was basically while I was in Mexico. And I was looking back at videos, I don't even recognize myself. I just don't even recognize myself. Like there's a lot of love for her, but also I'm just so happy that she's gone now.
Yeah,
she died.
Absolutely.
She died.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, she made way for the new one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like I used to be the friend that couldn't handle like a friend of mine not drinking.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, why are you being so boring?
Right.
I would be that shitty friend.
You're projecting your identity onto someone else.
Exactly.
Couldn't understand why they didn't fit your identity. Yeah.
And now I'm like, great, like 75 hard, let's go. Like not drinking for a month, easy. And like you will, I really hope you do notice this in me too, but like I'm not the let's get fucked up type anymore.
Yeah, no.
Like I really am not. Like I will be, I can have a really good time, but even when we're at it, like on the weekend, like the shots came out and I was like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Yeah, I didn't turn those down. She did.
The roles are reversed.
Yeah, she did.
I just knew my limit. I had one. And I was like, I was in a really good state. I know that if anyone had looked back on my night, they would have been proud of me. I would have, more importantly, I would have been proud of me.
That's it.
And so I had lost the ability to even be able to be proud of myself because I couldn't remember things. I literally had such a problem. And after Vegas, I gave up alcohol for I think it was like the majority of the rest of the year.
Yeah. You did it for a really
drink until
long
Christmas.
time.
I didn't drink until Christmas.
Yeah, and you had some big events as well, and you were just like, nah.
Yeah.
It's not me.
I needed to prove to myself. I really did. Like I needed to really allow myself to step into this new version of myself.
Yeah.
And if alcohol was to re-enter, which it had, that it's
balanced.
It's balanced and it feels good.
Yeah, because it's not you.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not drinking because I need to anymore. I'm drinking because I want to.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh shit, like in order for me to be fine, I need to like down a bottle of vodka. It's like I will have a few glasses because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I will be fine.
Yeah. And if you don't want to,
I just don't.
Yeah, and people aren't, the people that you surround yourself are not like, why, Brooke? Why? We don't say that stuff to each other. We're like, cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. My friend Olivia has this thing where she's like, she goes out. She's like, I don't know if I'm going to drink. I don't know. She's like, I'll have a check-in with my body, see how I feel in that moment being there. And then I'll decide. And majority of the time, she's like, no, don't need it. Love the music, love the friends. Right?
A check-in with my
check-in.
body.
She goes, at the event, I will check in energetically and see. Great.
That's so beautiful.
Right, because there's no identity labels there, right? And that goes to anyone as well. Like there could be, alcoholism, right? Drug addiction. You could be the person who always gets emotionally abused, the gaslighter. There are so many identity labels that we put on. The brokey mentality, always the single mom, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. All these fucking identity labels that we really feed into, and we allow everyone else around us to push us further into our own box. Why?
I know, why do we do that? And not to mention, these beliefs can feel so real.
100%.
so real that you're wired to look for evidence to support it. Like you're literally wired.
Yeah.
So like I would look if you know the night was going bad or like not everyone was having a good time, I would be like, Brooke, you're not being fun enough. Like you go and drink some more, go and do this, go and call everyone for a round of shots. Like I would look for the evidence, or I would look for the evidence to be like, oh, Brooke, you're so much fun. Like you're the party girl. Like it's crazy how much beliefs can feel so real. So you need to be so attuned to what they're doing to you. Those labels that you've given yourself or you've allowed other people to give you.
Yeah.
You really need to look at like how they are affecting you.
100%. I also think as well, like listening to you just say that, it's just reminding me of like everyone else's happiness and joy is not your responsibility.
No.
If you release the weight of that, you have room to breathe and to expand into who you might maybe meet on the other side of yourself.
Yeah.
A different version of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually crazy because I have like an identity death once or twice a year. Something like that. The biggest one obviously came after like I broke up with my ex-fiance. And I'm like 12 kilos heavier now, which is wild, right? 12 kilos heavier. I don't have my breast implants. My fucking income is like triple, quadruple, everything. All these business opportunities, like. But the biggest thing for me was like when I was stuck in that, it wasn't on him, it was all on me. The biggest thing back then was that I couldn't use this. I couldn't use this. And so I was saying to Winnie this morning, because you knew me when I was with him, so you could see this change.
Yeah.
But she didn't know me. And like I sing in front of people. I'm so opinionated. I'm the first one to be like, fuck off. I'm not doing that out loud. Never used to be like that. I would have cutting opinions in close circles with very close ears only. I would never use my voice to inspire and lead. I didn't think I was good enough. Now I can't shut up. And it's the most liberating thing to have that identity where I felt like I couldn't use my voice because I wasn't good enough to use my voice. I used to have thoughts of like, who would want to listen to you, Tash? What you have to say is not important. Legitimately. Now I can't shut up. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It's literally amazing. When you release that, who you get to meet is phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it never stops.
No.
It literally never stops. Like you should consistently be meeting a different version of you. And I think that's what you were saying in the beginning, like with the different levels of the game.
Yeah. And guys, like it's not linear. So like I will say, like I said, you know, each level you will be faced with a big demon, big monster.
What do they say? New level, new devil.
Right.
New level, new devil.
But they don't talk about how hard, much more harder the new devil becomes.
Yeah.
How much bigger it becomes. Things that you don't even understand yet. Or could you ever imagine yourself dealing with?
Yeah.
And you might fail the test. You might not be able to kill the demon in that moment.
No, you probably will fail.
Yeah. But you're still on that level, guys.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I mean by it's not linear. Like, you're not going to go back to level 1. You're going back to the start of level 2 or 3 or 4, and you get to try again.
Again.
And again and again and again.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, there was so many moments, Tash, but, like, I could have, you know, done the work that I did last year when I got back from Vegas. There was so many other moments of time where that could have taken place, but I kept failing. The demon was too big. Now I deal with devils that I honestly couldn't even imagine myself. Like, if you had told 22-year-old Brooke that I would be doing this, I would be like, no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Because you didn't have the capacity back then because of the identity that you held so tightly onto. Yeah.
I was like, no, my life mission is I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to just be the fun girl that's always partying.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go on Love Island. I want, like, that was, well, like, that's just what I was like, well.
That's what you were allowing yourself to see only. That was the cap.
It was the cap.
That was the cap.
There was no bit, like, I think like the inner child, the young version of me was always the business owner, entrepreneur. But like as I got older, that became further and further away.
Yeah.
The more I got into drinking and partying and just like everyone thinks I'm so funny and fun, like I need to just be a socialite and just socialize all the time and just be getting fucked up. And like not even just like embarrassingly fucked up. Like being wheeled out in a wheelchair, like an ambulance had to be called of a small bar in Geraldton where like there's my kids in my classrooms, parents there.
Oh, girl, we've
like,
been there. It's not nice though.
It's just not okay
No,
either.
it's
Like,
not.
I don't know why I was allowing myself to be
Yeah.
in situations where I kept doing that.
Yeah, well, it is. That's why I keep saying, like, it's lack of self-love at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
right? The more you learn to love who you truly are, the more you're okay with not labeling yourself as anything.
Yeah.
Literally. I always say, about anyone, I always say, if you got a label, you're lacking love. Mm-hmm. That's just it.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're a divine being. You don't need all these labels. You don't need it.
How often would you recommend someone? Because like I do this, I would say like every 3 months, I sit down and I write down all of my values and my beliefs. I write them down because like you're not this, again, it's not linear growth and like identity deaths. Like you don't know when they're coming or when they need to be done. So I write them all down and then I look at, okay, which ones are serving me? Which ones are not? Which ones do I need to lovingly let go? Like that's just the frame that I have with myself all the time now. It's like a loving thing. It's like, thank you. You've served me up until this point, but if I continue to hold on to that belief, then I'm not going to make smart decisions or I'm going to make decisions that are going to keep me at the same table. Like I need to let that go and step into this new version. And like that does feel a little bit uncomfortable for a period.
Yeah.
Because you're still trying to find your feet. It's that messy middle.
Yeah.
It's just like, Malcolm in the Middle where it's just kind of like, oh, like
The awkward bit.
Yeah, the awkward
literally.
bit. But it will be okay.
Yeah.
And you will be able to fight the demon at the end and you will advance levels and like you will sit at different tables. Like that's the exciting part of stepping into a new identity.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, like, you do that with the writing and everything. I do psychedelics. Like I do ayahuasca, I do mushroom ceremonies. Then I'll do like Vedic meditation. I'll do a little bit more like woo-woo stuff. And I'll do that like every 3 to 6 months, 100%. And that's like the minimum.
Yeah.
Like, minimum for me.
Yeah, totally.
I have to do like spiritual alignment check-ins because now that I've freed myself, freedom feels so fucking good. I can't ever think about going back into a box with a label that diminishes my light. So I have to keep expanding.
Yeah.
Like it's my duty.
Yeah.
And it's your duty as well. Like you have to rip off those ugly, ugly labels. Face who you truly are. Learn to love that person, all the shadows, and then expand.
And sometimes it's not even you that have given yourself the label. And so it might not be your fault, but you sure as hell bet it's your problem.
100%.
It is your damn problem. So if there is a label stuck to you right now that you don't like or that is not you, then do the work to remove it, to step out of it. No one's going to do it for you.
No, you are 100% responsible and accountable for your entire life.
Yeah.
And the sooner you start to act like that, the sooner you get to actually see what the other side actually looks like, what the next level looks like. And the sooner you realize as well that new level, new devil, the devil was you all along. It was you. It was literally the version of you that's come to challenge you to see if you're good enough to get to that next level. No one else.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Thinking of it like that, like you are literally, like you're the only person in your way.
It's you versus you, honey.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's old you versus new you.
Exactly.
And the hard thing is new not fully arrived yet. So like you are weaker. You are weaker. Like the demon is always going to be stronger than you. And when I say stronger, I just mean like heavier. It's going to feel more.
It's going to feel heavy.
There.
I
The
like
proximity
that,
is going to be right there. And it doesn't mean it's best though. And like, because I think sometimes when we're not intuitive enough, we go with what feels the loudest or like what feels the heaviest. And that's not necessarily going to serve you. So just know that like that version of you, maybe it's been around for a decade. That's strong, guys. And it doesn't feel good beating the demon in the beginning. It feels like, it feels like you've lost something. Like it feels like you're grieving. Like after Vegas, I didn't know how to be. I didn't know how to be. That's the best way to describe it. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know what I believed in. I didn't know what my values were. I didn't feel good enough to be a mom.
Yeah.
A wife. I didn't feel any of those things. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'd fought the fucking demon.
Absolutely.
And I was so okay with being in a new level, not knowing where the fuck I was, because I knew I'd be able to find my way.
It's honestly, it's literally just like the will to fight in the woman or the man that determines who the winner is going to be. That's it. It doesn't matter how big the demon is, how big you think it's going to be, what's on the other side. It is your will to get to that next place.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. fight to the death.
I think we end it there because that was fucking good.
Yeah.
Fight to the death, baby. We'll see you on that new level.
We will.
Cheers.
We're at level fucking 5,000.
5,000, baby.
Change the game.